Hi, my name is AG, and I am here to share with you my story of being revived, restored, and renewed. In 2013, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease. I went from being a young, active, vibrant woman to someone who always felt severely fatigued. I felt cloudy, I felt hazy, I was disgruntled, I was moody, I was emotional. I had experienced a miscarriage 3 years prior. I gained a lot of weight. I went from 97 pounds to 110 pounds to 120 pounds, and now I'm almost double my size. Because of Graves' disease, it has caused me to have many issues in my marriage. One being, and most importantly, is my fertility has been a struggle. My husband and I have been married for 5 years. About a month and a half before we got married, we actually found out that we were pregnant, and I had a miscarriage 4 days after I found out, and I was at about 7 weeks at that time. It took 5 years for me to officially be diagnosed with Graves' disease. So from April of 2013 to December of 2013, I struggled. I kept asking my doctors, what should I eat? What should I not be eating? What can I do? What can I not do? Immediately after being diagnosed, my levels were so bad that I was kind of rushed into making a decision, and I was advised that the radioactive iodine would be the best treatment for me. Before I was treated, I did not have any physical signs of Graves' disease. It was all internal. About a month and a half after I did the treatment, my feet started swelling up. So from June of 2013 up until today's date, which is March 16th of 2015, I have had struggles with my feet. I went from a size 6.5 shoe to a size 9 shoe. I also had to have a heart procedure done in November of 2013 because my cardiologist could not figure out why my feet were so swollen. Also, as you can see here, there's some puffiness in my eyes. My eyes have also been swollen since about May of 2013. I have had some changes. Sometimes it's up and down, but I have not found what would actually work for me to make the best fit. Just to give you an idea of what I look like before Graves' disease kind of took over my body. Like I said, I was 97 pounds, around 110. I was 97 pounds when I had my first child. I'm sorry, when I conceived my first daughter. I was 126 when I delivered her, so I was very petite. This is a picture of me in, I believe it was 2010. This was in about February of 2010, before I was diagnosed and before I got pregnant with the miscarriage that I had. This was another picture of me back in the day. Sorry, this is my first time doing YouTube, so please be patient with me. And this is another picture of me. Graves' disease has ruined my life in a sense that a lot of my family members and friends don't even recognize me because I look different. But once they hear my voice and they, recognize the personality, they're like, oh yeah, that's Arkisha. You look different. Yeah, I do. But it could have been a lot worse. Graves' disease is something that people actually die from if it goes untreated. Just to explain to you what Graves' disease is, it is an autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your thyroid. This is especially important in women because your thyroid controls your hormones. It controls your weight, your cycle, so many different things. And it's also a very complex gland. It's very, very hard to diagnose because it does control so many elements in the body. So going back to the end of 2013. I was just so frustrated. I just wasn't finding anything that worked for me. So I read this book, and I do believe someone recommended it to me. It's called The Virgin Diet, and it's by J.J. Virgin. And she talks about the 7 things that people with autoimmune diseases should avoid because it actually makes it worse. One being gluten, and then there's corn, soy, red meat, eggs, dairy, peanuts, artificial sweeteners and sugars. Those are all things that can actually agitate your autoimmunity and make it worse. So I started this journey January 1st of 2014. Within the first 90 days, I'll say actually 107 days, I had my first natural cycle March 17th of 2014. Now, I will be honest with you, I have not had another cycle since then, but that was very encouraging. Not only did I do that, but I also at the time was doing acupuncture and some other things, some lymphatic massages to help me as well. But throughout that journey, when I first started, it was very difficult to find things to eat. For a while, I was eating oatmeal for breakfast and lunch just because I didn't know what else to eat. My husband was like, I want to see you eat something else. It's very frustrating to see you only eat oatmeal, but I just didn't know what my body could take. I didn't know what else I can do. So I started coming up with creative ways to add a little pizzazz to what I could actually eat. So for the past year and 3 months now, I have maintained not eating red meat, which I loved burgers and I love steak. Every time I went to a restaurant, I ordered a steak. And at first it was very hard for me to go to a restaurant and not order steak. It was even hard for me to walk past steak in a grocery aisle. And then I went through a phase where I had an aversion to it. And just about a month ago, I bought steak for my husband and my daughter, and I made them a nice steak meal. And I just ate a chicken salad with spinach and Italian dressing. So I'm doing a lot better. But I am going to be documenting my journey to fertility, my journey to my weight loss, my journey to the cookbook, which I would love for you to follow and be a part of. The name of the cookbook is going to be called Revive, Restore, Renewed. And I'm still working out some details right now, but I'm just believing in God to make this happen. It's not just for people with autoimmune diseases, but also people that may have some dietary concerns such as diabetes or things of that nature. It's not going to be like your normal cookbook. It's going to have a lot of really, really nice surprises in it. And I just hope that you continue to follow me along this journey and share with your family and friends. And I hope that my progress blesses someone and that you can walk in your healing if you believe that. And if you believe that you're healed by the stripes of Jesus, then hopefully this will be a blessing to you. And I thank you. And I will appreciate your feedback. Again, this was my very first YouTube video ever in life. So please, please, please be kind. But I am open to criticism, or if you have any suggestions, if there's anything that you want to hear from me, please let me know. God bless you, and I'll speak with you soon.